qui te ferait plaisir? Qu'est-ce qui te ferait vraiment plaisir? C'est ça que tu veux? C'est ça qui te ferait plaisir? Eh bien tiens, je t'emmène plein de petits bisous partout. T'en veux des bisous? Tiens, plein de petits bisous, tout partout, plein de petits bisous.
Yeah.
Look, so his tag is. Go ahead, Jay.
Welcome back, guys. GhettoRig episode 136. I got a little cheat code right there. Otherwise, I wouldn't remember what number it is. But again, my name is Jay. This is my co-host Eddie,
Hello.
and we got Miggy in the background right there.
Going on.
I think I'm still blasting the music.
The music going. They can't even hear you right now.
Okay, so now we're good.
Now we're good.
Now we're good. Music is off, so you should be able to hear me. My name is Jay. This is Eddie, my co-host, and then we have Miggy behind the camera. First things first, guys. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks for being here with us. Now, a couple of things about our sponsors. We got where is it? Right there.
Right there, dog.
USF Largo is up and running. If you look,
USF,
UFC, college days. UFC Largo is live. If you look in the description, I have a direct link to Eddie. If you're interested in a gym, go ahead, put your name in there, and he'll contact you back, and he'll answer any questions you have. That's one way to reach out. Another way to reach out to either one of us
is on
DMs, Insta, on the DMs. We'll get you there as well. Number 2, Vitality. Plug in Vitality, and you get your free credit. And if you haven't done a cryo yet, you're the bitch. You're a bitch. Get that cryo done, and they'll show you what kind of a man or a woman you are.
It will.
And I can bet you your girl will probably outlast you in the cold than you would. She'll probably complain about it a little bit more, but she'll outlast you. Prove me wrong.
Like she usually does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But we need the soundboard, you know.
So
go
one
ahead.
thing I want to say about UFC, guys, the UFC Gym Largo is coming in August. I know that's a while from now, but right now we're just in phase 1 of pre-sale. Prices are already changing, guys. Like, you know, guys like Jay and Miguel, they got locked in when it was at its lowest price. Right now, prices have gone up, and you guys need to get it as soon as possible because they're going to continue to go up until we go into opening, right? You know, these guys got in with the good deals. Make sure you get the good deals as well.
And another thing, guys, sneak peek. I'm not promised that this is going to happen, but through the grapevine, I heard that some people that signed up for the USF gym, UFC gym.
Sorry.
We're sponsored by USF now too.
Yeah,
Go Bulls.
USF sponsor. But UFC gym get to participate in some jiu-jitsu classes, and today's class was funny as hell.
It was very fun.
It was a fun class today. We had a
Yes.
bunch of people. Well, what would you say? We had probably close to 15 people on the mat.
So it was me,
15, 16
you,
people.
Eric, Corey, Ozzy Damaris, Emily, Eric, the Alyssa, Leah,
Yeah.
Lene. It was Brian, Jess,
Copper.
Chris. It's like 15, 16 people.
16 people, yeah,
Yeah.
on a mat. So it was a fire day.
It
We actually
was a
were
full
running
mat.
out of mat space.
Yes.
That's how many people were there.
100%.
It was a full class
Sounds a
basically.
bit chaotic.
It was
No,
nice.
it was fun. It
good.
was nice. It was
No
nice.
one got smashed heads
Yeah.
together during rolls. We were
Yeah.
all, you know, some of the people, because, you know, so many people we call
Y'all kept Brian safe.
Yes, we kept Brian safe. No axe kicks in the head
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, so
shout out Jess.
Yeah.
Oh shit. So yeah, it was good. It was a fun class, and it was nice to go back to the basics too. You know, like to do a class like that. That's just, you know, basic triangle from guard, and it's nice. I like classes like that.
So today I was working and I was listening to this. It wasn't a podcast. It was just a recorded YouTube show, and it was this lady. Her name was Diana. Started with F something or another, and she's a Evo Psych professor, right? And bro, this was so interesting because she was talking about. She wrote a book, and the name of the book is How to Train Your Boyfriend, right? And it was super interesting because
How to
apparently,
train your boyfriend.
yeah, apparently they did a study, and this study revealed that during relationships, girls are more likely to train their husbands or boyfriends to behave the way they want them to behave than vice versa.
I agree with that.
And she's like, we don't really know why it's like that, and whether they use better training or
Pussy scarcity.
teaching methods.
It's that pussy scarcity.
Yeah, or it's because a lot of times guys will learn how to do things not to piss off their girlfriend, so they'll just do things not to piss them off.
But that's do things for their girlfriends and not piss them off is also a correlation, not necessarily, but partial correlation, I think, to pussy scarcity.
Yeah, 100%. And then
I like that phrase.
yeah, and then another thing that I found very interesting was she was talking about apparently she was in a relationship, right, with some dude, and it was a long distance relationship. Sometimes she would go, sometimes he would come, and then they would obviously have to leave. And she said as time progressed, she goes, I would get more mad at him and more nitpicky about stupid shit. And I didn't understand why is this happening. And then she goes, I kind of had like a epiphany moment on my own. Not in those words. She put it much more eloquently than I am.
Epiphany's pretty eloquent.
Yeah. So
Epiphany.
yeah,
You guys
and the word eloquent is pretty eloquent.
Simpsons movie. Having a epiphany.
Although I like The Simpsons and never really got into them.
I love The Simpsons.
Yeah, so she was talking about how she would start nitpicking, and she's like, he goes, I'm pretty certain it's because subconsciously I know that we have to like separate from each other, and I know I have to go and he has to go, or he has to go to work or whatever, blah blah blah. And she goes, because of that, I might feel like he's like leaving me forever, so I'm becoming more nitpicky to get more of his attention versus understanding that, hey, like people have things to do and it's okay for them to go and then they're going to come back. It's not like he wants to leave me. He just has things to do. So you should get okay with being like that. And
it's just like when little children, like when your little cousin or something, why are you leaving?
Yes, exactly. And she said, just like the toddlers, they want you to pick him up. And when you pick him up, you hold him in your hand. That's literally what you're doing. You're holding them in their hand. So they're getting your undivided attention. You cannot do anything else but give them attention. He goes, it's very similar to that. And she was talking about other things like, evolutionary adaptations of peacocks and why their tails are the way they are. Like even evolutionary adaptation, like it's like the umbilical cords and things like that. She was talking about a bunch of that stuff, like even to the point of like talking about orgasms and stuff like that, how like all men do but not all women do. And it's technically because in a nature they don't you don't really have that, like you don't have that in the nature, like females never nut, right? So but humans have.
Jay, what's your favorite?
I think it's a better word than nut for female orgasms.
Jay, what's your go-to like search on the hub?
Search.
Yeah.
In which way?
Like on the hub.
He doesn't understand.
I don't get it.
He doesn't understand it.
On Pornhub, what do you put in that search bar?
I think that's for like dry season. I try to say
answer the question. Oh goddamn.
Okay, when it is dry season, summer has come by and it's dry season.
Well, then if it's dry season, remember, I might have some material pre-recorded material that
What's your preferred genre of materials? What Jay's trying to what
he's
Mickey's trying to ask.
My own pre-recorded material, dog.
You already experienced it in person.
It's fucking boring.
But
dude.
I know this. I don't like seeing dicks. I don't.
So lesbian porn?
No. Even solo, like
you say that, and this might sound a little sus, right? So I saw this research that men get hard and are attracted to anything that's pretty much like perky. That includes dicks. So
perky nipples.
Perky nipples.
That'll work. That's perky.
Big skinny.
But apparently dicks also do the trick.
Nah, not so much for me.
I feel you.
No, not so much.
It's a good answer.
Yeah, and
I'm personally a big fan of the Latino genre.
Yeah.
No,
not
me,
even.
Not even a budge.
She's sexy, she's cute. That's it. Like, don't matter.
No, not even Asians.
No, I don't have a preference.
Oh, wow.
No?
Okay. No. Wow. Well-rounded guy, huh?
Yeah.
Open.
Everyone can get it.
You're better than others.
Everyone can get it.
but the
any
reason,
country, anywhere.
But the reason I don't like it is because like there's studies out there, and I believe these studies. You know what I mean? I don't have the Not only desensitizes you, it gives you like unrealistic expectations. Number one, it desensitizes you. Number two, and number three, they're saying that you constantly want more and more and more and more aggressive type.
Yeah, it's like almost watching your favorite streamer. They know how to do it best. They know how to do the playthrough, and then you try and play the game, and it's not that way.
So the best way I can describe it is, now, you picture this: like you meet a new girl.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, the minute you meet a new girl, it's like first time. It's so fucking awkward. It's awkward as hell. Like, you don't know her, she doesn't know you. Like, it's a very awkward encounter, right? And there's like how many times you've heard the girls like, oh, if he knows how to kiss, then that knows him. Like, even that encounter, even getting that first base of like kissing is very fucking awkward. So so you need to have experience as a dude, right? Because girls kind of expect you to kind of know what to do, but if you don't have experience, how the fuck are you gonna do it, right? And
That's true.
I don't think porn or trying to suck on a tomato is gonna cut it. You know
But
what I
at the
mean?
same time, girls have to understand that there are some guys that don't have experience. It's kind of like trying to get a
They
job
don't, bro.
for the first time, and you don't. They're asking for experience,
They
but you
don't,
don't
bro.
have any.
They don't, bro. Girls usually like to wait in the finish line and fuck the winners. That's just how girls are, and that's okay because if they didn't do that, that means there's so much subconscious that's going on.
That's true.
Like, you know what I mean? Because they want somebody with experience because that shows that they're able to like take care of things.
Yeah, they
right?
can handle
So, handle it. Yeah. So, but there's one thing that you can do to practice. I don't know where you're gonna get this, but I don't know if you're gonna go to a local.
Let me guess, the good old pocket pussy.
No, no,
God,
no.
I
No,
thought
no,
I had
putting
it.
a-
I thought I
put-
had it.
I've never done this on my own, but putting a bra over a pillow and then trying to unhook it with one hand, where you're not doing this there for 5 fucking minutes and looking like an idiot that cannot unhook a bra, just doing that.
Yeah, but
You
not
know
all
what's funny?
bras can have that trick done on them.
No, obviously not all bras can have all that trick on them, but that's why you have to be experienced enough where you kind of feel the back and you know which bra it is. Oh, okay, so it's not in the back. That means it's in the front.
I've had experience since I was younger because my mom would come over to me and she's like, "Could you just unhook this bra for me?"
Like, yeah, I'm sorry, but you should in a sex conversation.
We need
brought
to
the-
keep these things to
brought-
ourselves, Miggy.
brought the words mom and experience in this conversation in the same sentence.
What?
Yeah.
Well, experience and mom have nothing to do with it, but when you talk about sex, then it's a little bit different.
That's what I'm saying. The
That's a-
conversation.
that's a little bit
is the
different.
wrong
Yeah.
I've
spot
had
to bring that sentence
I've
up.
had some girls. I've had some girls get so mad at me because I was able to do it with one hand. Like, you're such a fucking hoe. How did you even know how to do that so quickly? Yeah, they literally got mad at me.
Well, you just showing how big of a hoe you are.
I'm not. I just know how to do it.
Your mom showed you how?
A lot of
No. a lot of trial and error. I
it's
can
a lot
tell
of
you that.
repetition.
A lot of trial and error.
A lot of repetition.
That's funny. I
Yeah.
see you coming in with the good questions today, Miggy. What else? you
Bro,
got?
you can't even be good nowadays. Look at Kaka.
We already talked about.
Yeah,
this.
we already talked about him.
Well, I wasn't here for it.
Yeah.
It
So
was too late.
so his ex-wife said he was too good for me, and I think so. Here's the
we went over all this.
yeah. So I think we can kind of give him a little bit of what he asked for, but I think it's not whether you're gonna be good and bad at the same time. Like it's a mix of both. Like usually girls like a guy that can handle business outside, but they want the guy to be nice with them because they want to feel safe and not fucking afraid of you that you're some psychopath that's gonna walk in and just become a wife beater, right? Like it's a small balance. Like even sometimes they'll subconsciously test you. Like for example, you get food and they bring the wrong food at the restaurant, right? For her, right? And not only they bring the wrong food and they spill the food or a drink on her, like she'll see how you're gonna approach the situation. Like whether you're gonna like flip out and start screaming, asking for a manager, or you're gonna be calmly telling the person like, listen, this is what I need you to do. For first of all, let's get the food fixed. Second of all, I don't know, give me some soda water and some lemon so we can start removing this, start salvaging this. And in addition to that, bring the manager over so we can tell him what exactly happened. When the manager comes over, hey, listen, guys, this is what happened. It's okay. We're doing okay. Nothing's wrong. But hey, are you gonna cover for the dry cleaning and things like that, right? Like girls want
dry cleaning.
yeah, why not?
What happened?
Well, is just a hypothesis.
Wait,
near
wait.
impossible
Don't
test
go
to
off topic
prove
on
into
me.
an acceptable scientific theory. I'll address that in a minute.
What just happened? Why is there dry cleaning involved? They just had a date with the wrong food.
No. So you had a date.
Uh-huh.
They brought the wrong food, and in addition to that, they spilled some on her dress.
Uh-huh.
So the waiter spilled some on her dress. And in that case, like, hey, manager, like, are you guys going to cover for this dry cleaning? Everything is well, like things like that. Of course. I mean, it's kind of the restaurant's fault at that point if they were clumsy. I understand things happen, but it's about taking accountability and fixing your mistakes. Nobody's saying don't make mistakes,
I'm not that.
No, if you're the waiter and you spill food on someone's dress.
So this is different.
That's
I,
what- that's
I
the-
have different views on both sides.
Uh-huh.
So I'm someone that I'm gonna talk about the wrong food, but I'm probably not gonna call manager over because of a drop of tomato juice went on her leg or whatever it is, right? Now, of course, if the whole plate went all over her, then it's something different, right? But it's because a small piece of food got on her, whatever it may be. Like, I'm not gonna be the kind of person, and Emily wouldn't be the kind of person like, oh, who's gonna pay for this dry cleaning,
Well,
But at the
even-
same time, on the other side, for what's up, Justin? Hey, Arthur, Eddie, my mom, Alex. Thank you guys for joining us. What I was gonna say was, as if I'm the waiter, because I would at least make the gesture of being like, "Hey, can I cover the dry cleaning, whatever it was?"
Yeah.
On the other side, right? But I wouldn't be the person to ask for it.
Well, if the waiter is not doing something, you need to take the situation, the control of the situation, right? Whether it's they're gonna give you free drinks, whether they're gonna cover like
Yeah,
some of the tab.
I'd probably
Maybe
do that.
Something, you know what I
If
mean?
I spilled food on someone, I'd be like, "Hey, I'm really
This
sorry. Let me offer
happens.
you a free drink." Or
Yeah, you can
or
chop
free
their head
dessert,
off because it happens,
free
but these
dessert,
things happen, you
right?
know?
Free dessert.
Free
something
dessert
like
is
that.
crazy. You better fucking give 'em a whole meal.
Nah, that's a little too much,
What do you
man.
mean?
Cutting the meal.
You literally ruined the whole experience of coming to a restaurant if it's any nice
Yeah,
of a
but
restaurant.
Yeah, but you understand, like things,
Ruined? I think
accidents
that's a little
happen. That's
far.
why they're
Ruined?
called accidents. You know what I
All
mean?
right,
They
so
happen.
you're telling me if they spill some fucking sauce on your $300 Jordans,
So
that wouldn't
No,
ruin
no,
your
no, no,
night?
Listen.
I would be pissed.
If I'm in a restaurant, right, I'm personally not gonna let a piece of sauce getting on any of my shoes, I don't care what fucking shoes are, ruin the night. That to me is
That's
not
the
gonna ruin
point.
the night
That's the
at
point. Like
all.
you can't ruin the
I
night.
call cap. There's no fucking way. I
No.
would be livid.
I mean, I'd probably be pissed inside, but I'm not gonna ruin the night because of that. Fuck my Jordans. Of course, I'm gonna feel like that inside,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't be the
You can't-
one to
you
make a
can, yeah.
scene. I
Of
wouldn't be-
course
yeah.
not make a scene, but
Right.
my night would definitely be ruined. I'd be like,
Yeah,
fuck.
but see
No, I
that you
wouldn't
can't
let
approach
that-
it. That
I
you-
wouldn't
you
let
get-
that
you
ruin the
can't.
night, man. You
That
can't.
vibe is gonna kill it, bro.
Yeah, you
It's
can't.
gonna kill it. You're gonna come off as a little bitch if you do that. Like I don't know
Literally, yeah.
why, but you're gonna come off as a. Well, I kind of know why. I can try to explain it, but there's no point to it. But you're
What's
gonna
up,
come off as a little
Vet?
bitch.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, but
UFC gym, baby.
although Alex, you are correct. It is a hypothesis. You are correct about that. However, that's the best hypothesis that we have, and multiple people have come out and try to prove it wrong, and they cannot. The reason they cannot because it takes evolution plus nature and nurture. Plus nurture. It takes nature and nurture and combines them into one. You can see this. Mark my words. In the next 10 to 15 years, all of psychology is going to be evolutionary psychology because these subjects are going to merge together because that's the best explanation we have why people are the way they are, right? Now the only way you can argue evolutionary psychology if you're a good debater and you go off of religious from a religion religion aspect.
Good
But
nothing. Good nothing. There.
but that's different.
Meg-
I've scoured the internet. I've looked and I've scoured the YouTubes to find something that provides
No, Meg,
contrary opinion to evolutionary psychology,
Something
and
different,
all of those opinions are
Leave it
bad.
there, yeah.
Now, here's the worst part of the evolutionary psychology. People that are misogynist and racist, they will take evolutionary psychology and say, see, this is evolutionary psychology. It's not, right? Evolutionary psychology is not to justify misogyny or racism. It is to explain how we got to be where we are, right? And that's the best theory we have to this day. Many people try to disprove it. However, they cannot. And this is a scientific fact. You can't take something that is not proven. Well, Alex, bro, like gravitational force, E equals mc squared is something that we have. But if somebody comes out tomorrow and disproves the theory, obviously every science can be disproven. I mean, if you go off of that, then we can't talk about anything. You're just having some philosophical mental gymnastics on this one. The point is, you know, when you go through cultures and you combine and you see how people move, and they're very, very close
You watched it?
close things that attach to each other, then that works. I don't know, but let's move on to this.
Me and Emily actually just started yesterday. So Mickey just
What
pulled
is that? Is that a series? Or
Yeah,
something
it's
like
a
that?
Fallout series. So
Oh,
you ever
that's
heard of
cool.
the Fallout game?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a series they're doing around Fallout. I just started it. Me and
Shout
Emily
out to
are
Matt
watching it.
Foreman. He's big into Fallout, man.
Yeah.
Like he even got that little
Oh yeah, he's
screen.
got
Yeah.
the thing on his wrist.
Yeah, he's got the thing on that thing on the wrist.
So yeah, they just came out with this new show. Mickey's saying it's amazing. You already finished it?
I finished the whole thing in, I think, a whole entire day.
Damn,
So
Mickey.
what I was doing was I was editing pictures.
All right, so you work hard, don't you? You work fucking hard,
I
don't
have
you?
the thing is, I have two monitors, so I can just put one on the side and then I can just do whatever.
Bro,
Yeah.
if you can do that, whether you're listening to a podcast, whether you're watching a series, or whatever it is, bro, I am telling you, your time goes so much faster. You got to concentrate on your work, right? once in a while to glance over,
There
that's
are
fine,
certain
but you
times
gotta
that I
concentrate
can't
on
do
it.
that, and that's when I'm doing video editing.
Yeah, you
because I
can.
need the
In video
audio.
editing, you cannot.
You know what I
Yeah.
was doing the other day on Sunday? I was we were in the office
Go back
almost
to
all
the
day,
chat.
and I was sitting there making calls all day while I was watching. Damn, Ozzy, fuck off with that kind of vibes, man. Come on, telling people that.
He didn't tell you what girl died though,
Okay, well,
and I was gonna question him, but now you told me that, so I don't.
yeah, don't do that.
Yeah,
man.
don't fucking ruin it for.
I just
for the
started
rest
it.
of
Me
us.
and Emily just started it like yesterday, dog.
There is a girl that dies though. Good
Yeah.
luck finding out who though.
Well, no, Alex, you can absolutely prove that there is no such thing as what you just said. I don't want to piss off any Christians. You can absolutely prove that, right? So
But the reason I really found that show enjoyable is because the game I liked because everybody liked, and it's a cool concept. But
You
I
started playing
couldn't
recently, didn't you?
understand the damn story because it's the Bethesda game. They don't give you any story unless you really read into every single book and lore.
Just like
But they
Elden Ring and all that
explain
shit.
so much about Fallout and
Not
just
Bethesda.
Fallout.
That's not a Bethesda.
Fallout, although it's almost a horror game,
Think
it's
it was wrong.
funny in ways and it has really good humor.
yeah,
And
Fallout is a pretty good
the
game.
Fallout series
It's
is
got
able
this-
to incorporate a lot of that into.
That's exactly what I'm saying, which I didn't know they had that in the game, but I do see what you're talking about in the show.
Didn't they
I'm only-
make the?
And everything is canon.
I'm
so
only-
the story kind of.
I'm only 2 episodes in, and I can see exactly what you're talking about, where it's like mad serious and that, and there's something like really like humorous and like out the fucking world comedy.
It's also part of the experiment that they're conducting at that vault, which is everybody has a perfect life and everybody is happy. Which is
Well, why are you telling
everybody's
the plot,
smiling.
bro? Let us
you
watch
should
it.
understand that,
Well,
right?
yeah, I know that.
Well,
Part. I've
let's-
watched 2 episodes at least. You know?
Yeah, but I haven't watched shit.
Well,
What's the
fuck you.
Fallout
Watch
story?
an episode.
Well, then fucking, I just found out they have it.
Well, do you guys
Ninja?
do you guys know what the whole entire story of Fallout is?
The entire story of Fallout, what I know is from the games,
Yeah.
I
right?
don't.
Which is
And
canon.
from the original games where it's like very like 2D. And I know they recreated the game where you can travel the world. It's more of an open world, and
yeah.
you can collect things.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
really
so I haven't played that. I've seen some gameplay on it, but I haven't played that at all, right? So hey, hold on. Actually, guys, we're gonna come off Instagram. We're gonna stop the Instagram feed. So all of you guys, if you're on Insta, switch over to YouTube. We got a bunch of chatters in there, and you guys can talk about that and see what's going on, what we're responding to, right? I'm gonna stand up and switch off Insta, but you guys continue, please.
Yeah,
Well,
I
you
don't know. I
were
like
going
the-
off on the plot. I was waiting for you to see if you knew the plot.
Say your
to
side of the
Fallout.
plot. So I'll tell you what I understand about Fallout. I've probably downloaded the game once. I think I tried playing, didn't fucking understand what the hell was going on.
That was my whole entire thing.
And no one else was gonna play with me, so I was like, I don't feel like learning the game, right? And so I did stop playing. I don't know
That's
anything.
valid.
I don't know anything,
It's
and
valid.
that makes me sound like a shitty gamer. And sometimes I am a shitty gamer.
And it's just because
We're all
it's,
victims
It's a
of being
Bethesda
shitty
game.
gamers.
It's a Bethesda game, and they don't teach you like.
And I
what the
didn't
fuck
pay
to
for it.
do.
It was free. I got it off of like Game Pass or something like that. And so I was like,
Yeah,
whatever. I
they
just
had-
moved
they
on.
had
I
a
looked for a
Game
different game, you know? So I don't know anything about that. I do know it's an apocalypse, basically setting of a world, outlaw.
But you're kind of liking the game better now that you're watching the show, right?
I haven't
'Cause-
tried playing it yet. I'm definitely gonna try playing
So
it.
that's
now.
what got me into it.
Yeah. I'm
like-
sure once I get deeper into the show, I'm gonna want to play.
Yeah, and again, the show also goes over things like Stimpack heals you, Radaway cures your rads. So it's almost like it tells you
Yeah.
like how to play the damn game
Yeah.
almost.
So like right now, the part I'm at, it's I think we just finished the 2nd episode. So yeah, I don't want to say anything.
There's
just
really
to
cool
say.
things like the hacking.
Yeah.
There's hacking in the show, and
Okay.
it replicates the hacking in the game as well. Ozzy said the music. That's another thing.
The music, yeah.
The music's amazing.
Yeah,
They
that's-
also brought that over. Did you ever play any other Bethesda games like Skyrim?
Name Bethesda games.
Oof, let me just bring up the list here.
Yeah.
It's
bring 'em up.
all the Skyrim games.
I never played Skyrim.
Never did.
No.
That's another one you should probably play.
Right. No. I don't know, man. The game wasn't for me. It didn't look like it was.
If
like
you
a
liked
game.
Elden Ring, you probably like these games
So this is the thing.
because they don't
reason,
give you a lot of information just like Elden Ring, and you have to.
The
Find
reason I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Elden Ring. If Elden Ring came out and I didn't have a bunch of friends that were playing Elden Ring, I would never have gotten into that game. Even if I did think I would like the game, I played Doom before, back in the day, a long time ago. I can barely even remember. I played Quake. Bro, when I'm telling you, I played Quake. That's probably like the first video game I ever played, which on my old computer. Now that I remember, was Quake. What was I gonna say?
Wolfenstein was one of the really
Scroll
big
up
ones
again?
as well.
Deathloop.
Deathloop also one of the big ones, but that one fell off. I even downloaded the game for free, stopped playing it within like 5 minutes. It's just not something that I was into.
Right.
Yeah, Wolfenstein series that's made by them. Dishonored series.
I've heard of Dishonored. I've watched a bunch of gameplay.
It's a very good game for the time.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the first.
Oh,
one.
the Evil Within games, those scary games are from them too?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, I've watched a bunch of Dishonored gameplay. Because when it first came out, it
That one
reminded
was
me of,
that Fallout was good. That one was really
Fallout
good.
New Vegas.
Fallout 3.
Well, Fallout New
3.
Vegas apparently it's like the holy grail of Fallout games.
I see what you
Really?
mean.
Yeah.
Fallout 3 was I like that game because it was super difficult for me. Like
Yeah.
extremely difficult. Like you gotta think outside the box on every
Those
corner.
type of games I never was able to beat when I was a kid, man. I used to play on the Nintendo, and there was games that I just couldn't beat.
Well, that's how the games were when I was younger.
They were hard.
But guys, one quick announcement, guys. Please like and subscribe. I know there's a bunch of you in the chat. Please like and subscribe. And share if you like. But yeah, continue.
No, I really I'm gonna be honest with you, man. When it comes to actually playing something, I haven't played a Bethesda game. Like play, no. Like get into it, learn the game and everything.
I think if you're looking for a single player role playing game,
No, man, I'm not.
that's
I'll be honest with you.
that's where you find it.
I learned recently that not recently, but I've known this for a while since I built my computer, even since I worked at Best Buy. Single player games, man, it's hard to keep me on them. Like, dude, I waited so long to play Ghost of Tsushima since that game came out. I think that game's been out since before 2020, right? I got that PlayStation from Ozzy, blessed Ozzy. So I started playing the game. I'm like 50-something% through, and I just stopped playing it, dude.
So
The reason why I didn't play
Straight up.
those big single player games was because my computer couldn't run it.
So I think what happens in those single player games that I've noticed is as you play, you're kind of fighting the same people. Like their skill goes up
But it's
slowly.
the same thing.
It's the exact same thing, yeah.
It just gets a little harder and a little harder and a little harder.
But what I liked about Fallout, it is a single player game, but you have to think. It's not just about fighting. You have to figure out ways of doing things.
man,
you get different choices. You get different ways of doing
You
things.
get
could either
different
go the
choices.
violent way, or you can kind of talk your way out of things.
Yes.
So I'm gonna be honest, man. So gaming for me now is not strictly for the hang, because I'm gonna go into one game I did find that I can play single player for hours by myself, no one else. I don't even need to be talking to the boys. I can do it. And I'll get into that in a second.
Elden Ring.
No. You're gonna be surprised. It's what I've been playing recently. Single player games, man, I just can't. Right. So I've realized gaming for me mostly is for the hang. Right. I'll get on Discord. A bunch of the
Yeah.
boys are on. I get to talk shit. We all just sit there all day and roast each other and talk shit, being funny. And I can be playing a whole separate game, and that makes it okay. But usually it's something online or watching someone play, and the hang is usually what gaming is for me now, except for one thing, and that's I figured that out: racing. Since I've gotten into Formula One more recently with my dad and Arthur and stuff, I can grab the chair and play for a little while and not get bored.
It's racing, but you're racing against the time, like against the clock. In those single player games, you're not really racing against anything. You're just trying to get to the next boss that you're eventually gonna kill, and you know that's gonna happen no
Right,
matter
with the
what.
racing, I'm almost just playing against myself.
Yes, you are playing against yourself.
Yeah, I'm just playing against myself, trying to get better and better and make faster times constantly, doing the corners differently. Break here, okay, let me break a little later next time. Which is funny because when I was growing up, and my dad has had a chair in his house for a long time, right? He used to have a different wheel and different pedal set on it, a lot older one, but he's had that chair for a long time now. And I was growing up, and I would try and play with Arthur and my dad. Bro, I could never get close to them, never. I mean, Arthur's still way faster than me, but now it's a little bit competitive.
Yeah.
Where, like, for example, if we jump on a fresh track right now, and he plays for a little bit, and then I jump on and play for a little bit, I can beat his time, maybe back and forth a little bit. Eventually, he gets so good at the track where I can't, right? And I've kind of reached my limit, and he almost reaches his limit too, where like the track we're just fucked. Like that's it, and we've played the track out. But before, man, I would play, right, set up the game for them because it was my PlayStation, always they were using stuff. So I'd set it up for my dad, and he'd let me play first. Then they would play, and then they would put a time, and I'd try it. Bro, I could never. The moment they would put a time, I could never beat it. Never.
You know why they say that video games can be very like you get into them so much is because they're saying that even in a video games you're building status hierarchies. Like as you beat the game or as you beat the opponents, it's like that puts you on the bragging
that's
rights. That
part
gives
of-
you a status
That's one. No, you can't say that for gaming
within
in
a group.
general, though. You have to say that about competitive gaming.
Competitive gaming, yeah, obviously, but when you play the game, don't you kind like I know it's a friendly competition. It's kind of like
Oh, it is a
it
competition.
is still competition, yeah,
1,000%.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that's why dudes get into it a little bit more than girls do because
We're more competitive. you
yeah, I'm not saying girls are not competitive. They are competitive. Don't get me wrong. However, they enjoy more the process of the playing of the game, where dudes are like fuck the process. I want to get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to know the ultimate like competition scenario? Like back in 2010, 2012.
Yeah. What is it?
Split screen scenarios in Call of Duty.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you have the TV on the other
Why
side,
are you looking at my screen?
Yeah.
I'm not looking at your screen.
and they are.
Yeah.
Because you are looking at their
Well,
screen.
yeah.
That's how you know they're looking at your screen. Especially like if it's the same TV.
I remember seeing one thing where like when split screen gets serious in your house and they put like a piece of cardboard taped and the guy not taped but
One's
like
standing out, the other
yeah,
one's
and one was
sitting
sitting under the cardboard and one was sitting on top so you can't see each other's
Yeah.
screens.
Bro, like Halo changed the gameplay. Halo was the first one that came out on Xbox, and people would drag their TVs and their fucking consoles to someone else's house, sit down with like 4 or 5 TVs, and play fucking Halo in like a local LAN.
We used to do that with what's it called? Delta Force.
Delta Force, yeah.
Me, Jorge, Douglas,
Counter-Strike.
Nando.
Counter-Strike was the original one on the PCs, but when Xbox put the fucking Halo on there, that's when it blew up. You know? I remember I used to work in a restaurant and all my crews, bro, you gotta you gotta come out and play with us. Like, that's what they would do. They literally would finish the shift, no matter what time it is, 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. They had their shit in the car. They would go to someone's house just to play the game.
That's the motivation for a lot of people. That was a motivation when I was working at Best Buy. Just get the fuck off work, dude, and go relax.
Yeah.
Just
We used to
fucking
play-
game.
We used to play a lot back then. We play a lot of Apex, COD, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
Just fucking game.
Mickey used to play Call of Duty with me, believe it or not. Now's motherfucker won't touch that game.
I hate Call of Duty unless it's Cold War, dude, or Black Ops 2, original Black Ops.
See, you don't like the Infinity
It's the
War
movement.
cards. You like
That's
the
true. It's
you
the
like-
movement.
Oh, you don't like those like slides and those
don't
like
like that
walking on a wall
bullshit.
he
shit?
likes the
No.
arcadey movement. Of,
Yeah, I
like-
want the original
Yeah.
movement.
So I'm
It
the
feels-
opposite. I
feels-
favor the
It
modern
feels
warfare.
more fluid.
I like
No, you're wild.
the,
You're,
no,
feels
you're
more
wild,
fluid.
bro.
Bro, Cold War movement.
Like to
Dog
me,
shit.
To
Dog
me,
shit.
how
Dog
I feel
shit.
on the
Dog shit.
sticks is different. Like I'll do so much better at a game like Cold War or Black Ops 2 compared to a Modern Warfare game.
I don't know. Maybe it's our playing styles since they're so different. And I
The
prefer.
damage later on as the Infinity Ward games came out, it's like you get killed a lot quicker, which I don't
Oh,
like.
100%. You die a lot faster than.
Another
games like
reason
Cold War.
why I like Black Ops. It's
Yeah.
just I do better. In those
TTK
games.
is usually a lot better, a lot more, a lot faster in the Modern Warfare games. Yeah.
So
I'm
when
better at readjusting my aim than getting the first shot.
so when those first games came out, right? Like
I'm not. I'm better at getting that first shot, like flicking fast and getting that first shot off.
when those first person shooter games first came out, right? Like especially if it had to do with war, like Nazis against like Allied forces or whatever, right? They always had this one gun. It's one of those like bolt action guns, but it is a bolt
Kar
action gun,
98.
but with a cartridge. So it's not really a sniper gun. It's a one shooter. Like you gotta click each one, and they would make those guns so freaking powerful. And if you put a crosshair on it, not a scope, but the crosshair on it, bro, those things were deadly. Like those, yes, those were deadly, man. I would always pick that, or I would get a shotgun and just run and blast everybody
That's a
with a shotgun.
Mosin, baby.
Yeah,
That's a Mosin's. What it is
In
for
some
Tarkov.
games, they call it Zaitsev, which is, I guess, the
Zaitsev
person
is the-
who used to wield it.
well, Zaitsev is the Russian sniper, like Vasily Zaitsev. Yeah,
I
arguably
really like that name for some reason.
Vasily. Yeah,
I-
Vasily Zaitsev. There's actually a movie about him. You can watch it. It's not historically correct, but Vasily Zaitsev was known in World War II to killed over like something crazy, like 100 Nazi Germany like generals and shit like that.
This motherfucker
Yeah.
right here is go.
Yeah, the guy was like he was like a farm boy, and his grandpa, I think, taught him how to hunt. And when he went to the army, bro, like he was the best at Like he literally like made the entire
What happened to his face?
got
He got
fucked up.
shot with a, I believe, an incendiary round. Right
Oof.
here.
Yeah.
I've heard of the White Death. I've heard that name before.
Yeah. That, and if you watch the movie, man, the movie is crazy because the movie starts where there are so many soldiers, but they don't have enough weapons. They hand a gun to one and they hand the cartridges to the other one, and they say, "Run together."
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, yeah, and they're going against Moser, Moser, like the Moser, like the, you know, those Nazi Germany, like the automatic machine guns they had against those Mosers, yeah, with fucking single shot weapons. Yeah, so there you go. But anyway, yeah, like watch that movie. It's really good.
I mean, isn't that like what you would see now in the? I mean, it's not the same, but they kind of have a similar gun now, the Car 98 bolt action that they use in that you see now in the new games.
What's that? It's
That's
not the
that gun.
same.
Similar.
It's similar, but it's not the same. Like the power is not there. You know what I mean? Because back in the day, they would hit like a sniper rifle, but it was one of those that you could actually like. You didn't need the scope on it, right? Like you could just have a
Iron
crosshair.
sights.
Like even in, I think in some of the Modern Warfare, you were able to attach a crosshair instead of like if you shot enough with a gun in a certain way and you got enough headshots, that would get you. You would have the ability to put a crosshair as opposed to having
What do
a
you mean crosshair?
like the red dot.
You mean change the red dot?
No, change the scope to a red dot.
Oh, like a small sight.
Small sight, yeah, like
Okay.
crosshair sight, like just a crosshair sight,
Okay.
like the little round circle,
Okay.
and it would just have the crosshair in the middle. It would be just in front,
Okay.
and you would use that to aim as opposed to looking down the scope. It would remove the time of the scope coming in and like blocking everything, so you could see total screen what's going on, and you just pull up and you would
So,
see
just so you
everything.
can see why you're confusing me and Miggy, is because the crosshair is usually the white thing that's on the screen already before you even aim in, that the game gives you to kind of give you a
I
guide
see what you're saying.
of what you're looking around. When you're looking inside of a scope or a sight, the little thing, either a red dot or it's got the cross, that's called a reticle.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
you could
that's why you
Google
can
it.
feel like me and Miggy are like, what does it mean crosshair?
I mean, when he said crosshair,
I thought he
I
meant
was
irons
thinking-
too. I thought he meant irons.
Yeah,
back.
but I was actually thinking of the sniper scope, how it has the cross.
Yes,
And
the
Yes.
cross.
That could still be called that.
Right.
Yeah, so this
I've heard it when
that's the cross, but it's in a loop as opposed to having a red dot because
like
these are old games. They didn't have red.
I've heard in movies when they're like, "All right, sniper, crosshairs on the target."
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that because this was a World War II game, they didn't have the red dot, so they would just use the loop with the little.
Yeah.
And why I don't like iron sights, because the minute you pop the iron sights, it blocks your view.
It's a lot, yeah.
It blocks your view, but when
Yeah.
you pop
get
those
less-
things
you get
on,
when you have a sight or a scope, you have more peripheral vision.
you do. And that's why I like that weapon a lot. Or as I said, the shotgun. There were some games that you just take the shotgun and just run and blast through everyone.
Shotgun's always fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. My preferred like method of playing COD now, if I'm gonna play like multiplayer and just play like team deathmatch or search and destroy or something like that. If I'm not quick scoping, I'm not having fun.
Call
Like
of
to
Duty,
me, going around in multiplayer and using like ARs and SMGs, that shit became so boring to me.
playing Call of Duty to me has become a mini game. I try and either get really high kill streaks using overpowered weapons, or I try and do bullshit stuff like riot shield knives, which sometimes is very very fun.
So
especially if you're
that's
not
what I
aiming.
do. I usually my classes when I'm trying to have fun will consist of a really fast sniper to do quick scopes and a knife in my back pocket.
But
to
the
run
thing
around.
is, I think you can make that game fun if you do have a team and each one of you has
Yeah,
a
like-
fucking dude like role,
I'm-
specific role.
I'm
Search and
telling you.
destroy. Also, a big fan of search and destroy in Call of Duty.
You got the
games.
fast gun that's running around with Uzis, you know what I mean? And then you got the support guy from the back, and you got somebody that's sniping, you know, like everyone kind of has
And
their own
the
role.
thing is, in Search and Destroy, it's actually a little bit competitive compared to every single other style.
And it
you know,
brings that
game
edge
in
of,
there.
damn, if I die, I'm gonna be fucking
Yeah,
here
dead
for
till the
another
next
2
round.
minutes.
Right. Yeah, it's more competitive in that way. It's a round base. It's almost like them trying to implement a CS:GO or Valorant style gameplay.
I remember playing competitive back then in Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I remember joining like a PlayStation 3 clan
Yeah.
called Orbital. It was fun.
I never
It's
tried
fun.
any of the comp stuff that they have
Competitive was
available.
fun for a while.
Or even ranked on Call of Duty. I never played
You
ranked.
did have occasionally those people that would just fucking wreck you. It's just
Yeah.
not much that you could do about it.
You want to switch to that watch that we had?
Cartier.
Mm-hmm.
This is really cool.
It's a really
Monopush.
cool watch. Now, hands-on with the impressive Cartier Tortue monopusher chronograph.
Yeah. So this watch is a chronograph, but it looks a little weird because usually a chronograph would have two buttons above and under the crown. This one you can actually
single
control
pusher.
it by pushing on the crown, which is pretty cool. And this is actually the second oldest case style that Cartier has. So after the Santos, this is basically the oldest watch
Mm-hmm.
they made.
I really like this watch. It's very unique. It's not round, but it's not square either. I think it's a very good alternative if you don't want to, because you know some guys have this idea, oh, square watches are made for girls, which I don't think they are. But if you think that, then more power to you, right? Like you're an idiot. But but this is a good alternative if you do not like a square watch, but yet you want to have a watch that's legit, right? Like this is a very, very good watch, in my opinion. Um,
It's really cool. I'm happy to see them still doing
and they
it.
have that red, see that red sapphire on there?
I'm happy to see that Cartier is still coming out with some not really new stuff. This is a really old watch
And
actually,
see,
but
it's the 1928 MC movement on it, which is, and it's very polished. You see the movement itself is super nice.
it's
you
a
know-
movement that's actually built to the watch. It's not like a circular movement.
Yeah, so what I want you to do, Miggy, go ahead and Google Grand Seiko movement versus Rolex. And then go to pictures. And then pull up one that's like, yeah, pull that up. Look at this thing, bro. Look at Grand Seiko and look at Rolex.
Yeah, man. When it comes to finishing on watches, especially on the movement and everything, it's not much you can. There's not much that gets as close to Grand Seiko.
Well, no,
Besides
they
the
do.
high end brands, like
Yeah, they
luxury brands. That's like when you're talking about finishing and craftsmanship on these watches. When it comes to Grand Seiko, like Grand Seiko is a $5,000 to $12,000, maybe $15,000 watch, right?
No, well,
But-
new prices are getting there, but I think you can get one like at $5,000, $6,000. You can get that movement versus the Rolex that's gonna cost you minimum
It all
10.
depends. It all depends. But yeah, your Grand Seiko is gonna range in that $5,000 to $15,000. Rolex also will start around 5 or 6, but you can't buy them at that price,
No,
right? But then they range all the way to 100 plus and all this stuff. When
but
you're
that
comparing,
100 plus is because of the diamonds and all the other shit that they put on top, or
that all
them
depends.
being
It all
like,
depends. So, but what I was gonna say is making the comparison to Grand Seiko to a brand like Patek Philippe or
But you can't,
Audemars
man,
and all
you
that stuff.
can't.
Finishing, yeah.
still not there.
No, I don't know what you're talking about, Jay.
Still not there.
I
I
don't
don't
know what
think.
you're talking about.
I don't think they're there.
Who's not there?
Grand Seiko's not there. Grand Seiko. I think you can compare Grand Seiko to Rolex, and I think if you don't want to buy a Rolex, I think Grand Seiko
You're the
should
one
be
who just said
definitely number one
Grand
in your
Seiko's
list.
finishing is better than Rolex.
It is. It is better
Okay, then
than
how are you gonna
Rolex.
compare it? Who do you compare Grand Seiko's finishing and craftsmanship to? Then?
Any of the Jaggers that are like Coltravas, for example, or any Patek Coltravas. Like pull up a Coltrava.
I just said Patek Philippe, and you just said no.
Yeah, but you'll see the difference. Patek Philippe Coltrava. The materials, like everything is different because Grand Seiko is stainless steel, right? Do movement. Mm-hmm. Just do a movement. Yeah, on a search. Put Coltrava movement. And you'll see the difference. No, not this. Just yeah, there you go.
Movement looks great.
Movement looks amazing. Movement looks much better. So
Much better than Grand Seiko,
yeah,
you
100%
think?
much better. Much better.
Where do you see that looks much better?
The craftsmanship that goes into Patek, and these are true handmade watches. Like there's nothing in here that's made by machines. Grand Seiko still do have some machine made pieces, and when you make it by machine, they're good, they're perfect. But these are made by hand, perfect. That's the difference. in
What
my
parts
opinion.
do you mean made by hand?
Everything, like literally everything on a watch is hand polished, hand done, hand cut. Everything.
So you don't think that when they machine out the parts for this and a Grand Seiko, it's not done
Those are old
in a
movements
similar
in Patek.
fashion? It is.
That one that Miggy has is an old movement. You see, like these, they're not, man. Grand Seiko is not there. It's just not there. They don't have the history behind
I
it.
agree, Jay.
They don't have the craftsmanship is really good. Don't get me wrong, but they don't have the history. But it's not a
We're
particular
not talking about
craftsmanship.
history.
No, I still don't think they can come close to. I think Rolex is a good.
It's not though, because you just said how Grand Seiko's movement was better.
better in different ways, right? Like not necessarily 100% better.
The only thing I could say is what durability that Rolex has.
No, I think they both have about the same durability.
No. That's where you're farly mistaken, dog. Rolex and Grand Seiko having the same durability.
I think so. I think so.
My friend, I think you need to read up on your watches because I think you're very far off. Very far off. Durability. Rolex to Grand
Yeah.
Seiko.
I think they're
Yeah,
about
you're
the same.
fucking wild.
Sport
bro.
watches, yeah,
No,
the same.
No.
Yeah, if you're comparing sport watches, because I mean, Rolex doesn't have any.
Very mistaken, my friend. No way.
Okay.
Bro, Rolex is built tough, dog, like a fucking Ford.
Yeah, but so is two door. You're not comparing two door to a fucking Rolex either. You know
We're
what I
not
mean?
talking about Tudor.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like if
We're
you,
comparing Rolex to Grand Seiko.
yeah, but I think the durability is the same.
No, you wild. You wild.
Okay. I mean, they're all like. I mean, how do you? I
In
mean,
other
you
news-
can you compare durability to Cartier? You can watch how they make Cartiers. The stress that they put those watches through.
Uh-huh.
You know, like with the things, with the drop tests, with everything, man.
Okay.
It's just.
Now you brought up probably the most flimsy one.
What do you mean?
just move on, man. 'Cause
No, because I just don't. I think Grand Seiko is right up there with Rolex.
you're just contradicting yourself constantly, bro.
I'm not contradicting. I'm just telling you that Rolex is right there. I do think that Grand Seiko puts a little bit more into making their movements look nicer, right? Than Rolex does a little bit more. However, Rolex is Rolex at the end of the day because it's not just about the movement; it's about the rest of the watch as well. You know, like Grand Seiko is there, but it's not like that. They're equal in my opinion. But if you take the super thins on like Jaggers, or you can take Pateks, or you can take Audemars Piagets, like they're miles ahead of him. Otherwise, market wouldn't pay what they're paying for it.
That's a whole other conversation because I don't agree with that either. But
Yeah, but you can whether I agree or not doesn't matter.
Cybertruck. I saw one of these on the road. It looks really cool, but man, they look fucking dirty. Like the steel panels, man, they look so fucking dirty. Like
You gotta wrap it.
you gotta wrap
immediately.
this car, man. You have to wrap it. There's no other way around it. First gear. Chaos at Tesla. What happened here, Miggy? What's going on?
So, apparently, the Cybertruck is falling apart. Prices are being cut. 10% of the staff has been laid off at Tesla. The board wants to give Musk $56 billion, and all of this has led to the stock slipping over 40% since the beginning of the year.
Sheesh.
Now, here's the thing. I want you to take this with grain of salt, right? Because the entire car market has gone down. If you look at BYD, which they were saying that is going to trump Tesla, BYD literally has fields of unsold cars. Tesla doesn't deliver them fast enough. BYD has cars that no one is buying. So I think the entire EV market or car market is going through this type of a shit, right? And Musk is known for cutting people when they're not needed there, right? Like he's very emotionless about these things. So he's able to automate something and get rid of someone, then he's gonna do that, right? Because that stretches the bottom line. So
What else is
So they've been talking about autonomy as well, which apparently has been Tesla's order for about 8 years.
yes, it's a 5 to 10 year program that Tesla is talking about FSD, which is full self-driving, and he's saying that's going to be delivered, and he's concentrating on full self-driving more than anything else. Now, do I think he could come up with a different product that's cheaper? Let's say Model 2, that's going to be cheaper for a mass market. I think he should probably concentrate on that, but that's a huge undertaking to redo the entire manufacturing to come out of.
wouldn't it be a Model 5?
Whatever you want to call it, like a smaller model. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Then
but
3,
the 3 was because of
the sexy.
No, because that's the third car they made.
Well, no, because it was going sexy, so he made a S, then a X, and then an E. Instead of an E, he did a 3, and then he did a Y, sexy. And the reason he didn't do a Model E is because they would not let him do it. They literally told him you can't do it. And instead of not having a controversy, he said, "All right, motherfuckers, you don't want me to name a car E? I'm gonna name
But
it
wasn't
3."
that the third car he came out with?
Yeah. And he was going for the word sexy. That's the whole idea. That was his whole idea. Why he named the cars in that, like why he gave the cars those. Look it up.
Even if he said it, I still call cap on him too. Like the reason they
He's
did
a-
it was to
he's a very
name it sexy.
Yes.
He's a very weird man.
I mean, I know he said make it pointy and shit.
Yeah, but he literally wanted that his cars spell out the word sexy.
Fucking Elon.
Yeah. And the reason he did a 3 is because people would go fucking berserk because of that. He's like, all right, we're not trying to cancel the company, so we're going to put a 3 in there. And 3 resembles the letter E.
Sounds like a great conspiracy theory.
Well, look it up.
What the fuck do I look up, Jay?
And when he pulled out the Model Y, he literally
What do you want me to look up?
when he demonstrated Model Y, he goes, "Finally, we're complete. These are sexy cars." Literally, that's what he
What
said.
do I look up?
Why did Musk name Model 3? I don't know, something like that. The real story, how Elon Musk came up with the name. No,
No, this is talking about the Tesla trademark.
yeah. Why did Musk name his Model 3? What does it say?
Ford already had a trademark on Model E.
There you go. What does it say there?
It's really that simple. Elon Musk wanted the first 4 models to spell sexy, but they couldn't get a trademark for the Model E. 3 looks like an E.
Oh, there you go. So I was wrong on that.
with
So,
a
but
little stylistic sleight of hand.
Oh, so it's Ford that already has the trademark for Model E.
Yeah.
so there you go. Literally, that was his whole idea. That's why he
Model
named the
E,
models
Model
the way
3.
they did. So that's why they're saying Model 2, because they're saying something smaller, right? They produce something smaller where instead of waiting for FSD for 5 to 10 years and saying, hey, I promise you I'm going to do this. So they're saying a little more transparency of what's going on in Tesla. And they're like slashing the prices. Like people are selling, I think it was a snowball effect, right? But he's dealt with this in 2018. He's dealt with this in 2020. He's dealt with these kind of things over and over. Him buying the Twitter got him also in trouble because people, could you just concentrate on one thing instead of doing multiple things? Bro, this man fucking plays these.
Bro, wait. You're talking about the guy that goes to space,
Yeah.
builds electric cars,
Yep.
makes flamethrowers,
Yep.
sold PayPal,
Sold PayPal, created a solar panel company.
created solar panels. What else? We talked about the flamethrowers.
Yep. Yep.
And the Boring Company produced something else too. I forgot what it was. They produce other products.
I have no idea. They produce so much.
Yeah, they've produced some other stuff too, not just the
No,
flamethrowers.
no, we know Alex hates Tesla because he hates Elon.
What the hell's going
It's
on in
you know,
China now?
I think Tesla does not have competition. Tesla, but arguably, you ask anyone
Well, I
within
think
an
they
industry.
I do think they have.
You ask
competition.
anyone within an industry, even the CEOs of most companies that produce electric cars, they themselves say that Tesla is 5 years ahead of every single one of them. Tesla has zero competition as far as goes in the electric space. Competition price wise, but not with the product you're getting. Their
What do
product
you
is
think?
what's that? Their product is superior to every single one
I
of them.
just saw the Lucid outgap it.
That's
It's
fine.
faster than the
That's
Lucid.
fine,
The
but
Lucid's faster now.
That's fine, but okay. So let's say you bought a Lucid. Where are you fixing it? Where are you
I mean,
fixing it?
where do you
Where are you
take
gonna charge it?
you get a charger installed at your house.
And okay, so you're taking a trip. Where are you charging the Lucid?
You
Can't you just charge it in an electric
have-
vehicle?
Yeah,
things?
it's not just Tesla chargers out there, Jay. There's a lot of just normal electric chargers.
Not
out
as
there.
many as Tesla chargers.
Well, there's
Tesla
a decent
charge.
amount.
Tesla
There's
is-
enough.
Tesla Charge is the largest electric gas station in the world right now.
Okay. So what I'm trying to tell you
The
is there's enough.
infrastructure is not there for electric cars to support them. Do you see what I'm saying? Like he doesn't really have competition. Yes, are there electric cars out there? Yes, 100%. But are they even near Tesla? No. They're not. The infrastructure is not there.
I don't know. why
They're
why
creeping up on it though.
They are creeping up, correct.
It's like it's just every car is gonna be good at their own thing. It's kind of like when Twitch kind of not really took over, but
Mm-hmm.
was
It
brought
did.
into the scene
Yep.
instead of YouTube.
Yep.
And then they took the live streaming off YouTube and then went into Twitch.
But Twitch is dying right now too, right? So
Again, new technologies emerge and they're better at doing other things. Twitch is not good at giving people the liberty to speak out of their mind. So
yes.
Kick, Rumble, these other sites come out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Consumer Reports say a bunch of things. Consumer Reports have said a bunch of things, but Tesla has modernized the way we see vehicles to begin with. Number one, he's gonna go into history books whether you like it or not. Uh, uh, but I do think Tesla is miles ahead every single one of their competitors.
I don't believe that.
100%. They're miles ahead. It's
So many people.
This is not my opinion,
seeing,
bro.
You're seeing so much. Does sound like your opinion, and you're
But
seeing
look
so
at
many.
every single engineer out there.
Okay, you're saying miles ahead.
Correct.
Like these people aren't gonna get there for decades.
No, they are 5 years ahead of them. He's 5 years at the minimum, 3 to 5 years ahead of its competition, right? These people can get there, but Tesla's not gonna sit there with a thumb up their ass either. You know what I mean? So they're gonna continue creating and making better things.
I can agree with the fact that Tesla is ahead right now, but that's only because that they've been doing it.
Correct.
Now, that does not mean that they are really the best, because there's probably somebody that's working on something that's probably, if not
Which
as
is
good,
BYD.
getting there.
Which is BYD, the Chinese company that was able to crank out the cars faster, right? Because he even said it, coming up with a
The
good.
reason why I think that is because Tesla has an open pen, so they can just copy the same shit.
Correct. Yeah, because number one thing he said was coming up with a good product is easy. Making it mass manufactured is hard.
Exactly.
He's the only one that has actually put together until BYD came out and started cranking out their cars. But yet BYDs right now, if you look, BYDs have like car graveyards right now. No one's buying them. No one's buying them. They literally have a stockpiles of BYD cars that no one is buying. So I don't know what to tell you. Like they bet too big on China, and they have some problems in China. That's part of the deal. Why the prices are going down? Because there's a big problem between the management. There's not a lot of transparency in what's going on in China, right? They were expecting a lot larger sale of cars in China, and that didn't come through.
Talking a little bit about China, do you guys think there's been a lot of Chinese influence in Hollywood movies, because the Chinese require certain specifications of a movie in order for it to be reproduced in China?
Well, I
Like
mean,
nudity and stuff like that is a lot more limited,
mhm.
and things like death and stuff like that are also kind of edited out and censored.
Well, yeah, I'm guessing it's more. It would be like a uncensored or censored version of a song, right? Like, depending on.
Yeah, but
You
the
heard
thing
they
is that
played,
they're making specific movies just so that they could air it in China.
Yeah, they do specific things. They'll edit it in specific ways,
Mhm.
take specific scenes to be able to show the movies overseas. Did you guys hear they showed Oppenheimer in Japan?
Mm-hmm.
That was not received well.
It is what it is, bitch. You did it.
It is what it
is.
But they're also, I think they also gave 100 cherry blossoms as a sorry to United States. That's why literally the entire DC is all covered in cherry blossoms now. That was the whole idea of the cherry blossoms. That's how cherry blossoms came to DC.
It's like a fucked up Statue of Liberty.
It is. It is. It was like their way of saying, I'm sorry, we recognize that was fucked up of us. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, that I think they're like one of the only nations that have admitted.
I sent an article in the Discord a second ago of this new G-Shock I wanted to show Jay.
I've seen the one Arthur talked about. I know this is different.
These are super thin,
I
11
like it.
millimeters.
I like it. It looks cool.
Yeah,
I
I
like
want
it.
to
It
see
looks
the
really
actual
cool.
size in person because I hope it's not as big as it looks.
Kind of reminds me of a Snake game.
A
Snake game. Yeah, snake game on Nokia.
old ass fucking phones.
Oh yeah. What is that point? What is it? Why does it have like all those dashes next to the Sunday?
It's probably water scuba resistant. So it has to do probably with tides.
Oh, it's Bluetooth. Yeah,
Is it
so
Bluetooth?
yeah,
Okay.
it connects to your
Because I know they have one that shows you the tides and shit.
See, this is the thing. How long do these watches that have Bluetooth and GPS and all this shit? How long do they last? That's what I've always wondered. It's like,
I don't know. On average, they're saying that the G-Shocks are usually lasting 10 years. Their battery.
well, no, the G-Shock like this one last 10 years, but those don't last that long.
I don't know, man. G-Shock is known for making their shit last for a while.
Yeah,
so.
but when you start adding technology like Bluetooth and GPS, I do know that some of those models have like solar capabilities, so that's what really helps with that.
Yeah.
But I don't think this one's solar.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm really excited for this new movie, the new
Not
Deadpool.
Deadpool 2, the new one.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Should be good.
Oh, they did a trailer already? Released
Yeah.
a trailer? I haven't seen it.
First trailer for it.
Who are the actors?
Ryan Reynolds and
Jackman.
and
Hugh
Hugh
Jackman?
Yeah, they're bringing back the OG Wolverine,
Nice.
and he's
I
wearing
think
his
that-
yellow suit and shit, like from the comics.
Yeah, I
That's
think Hugh
cool. I
Jackman
like
is a
that
really
too.
good actor
They're both really
for
good actors.
Wolverine.
And I can't wait to see Hugh Jackman. Yeah, sorry, I was confused.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds. So I can't wait to see that. Oh, they're doing another Venom movie. You just said it right there on the right.
Um, go to that article that I put up for no, good to the right. Yeah, one more, or it was about being in a simulation. Go back up a little bit more, a little bit more, a little that right there, the
This?
globe. I thought this is interesting. Shotgun research could prove that our entire reality is a simulation.
Nice.
New proof.
What if everything we know to be true is a lie? What if our thoughts and decisions are not under control, much less the things happening around us? This fascinating possibility known as simulation theory states that all of us are living in a powerful computer program created and run by someone or something outside of this realm of reality, per built-in. Recently, simulation theory has gotten even more credence. In a recently published study, physicist Melvin Bobson from the University of Portsmouth, UK, offered a proof of how theory could be real. As per Bobson, a new law of physics might support the fact that the world is indeed a physical simulation. Any normal person will think, could it be that maybe we are in some kind of digital virtual reality world? Bobson explains in a YouTube video posted about the theory on the university's channel. It's not far-fetched to assume that an advanced civilization, or maybe ourselves in the future, we reach the technological level where we can simulate our world or the whole universe, and it's indistinguishable from the reality. Bobson's previous study suggests that the information is mass, and each building block of the universe stores information about itself just like humans have DNA, per the university's official website. It furthers the idea that the reality we experience is not actually real. In 2022, Dr. Bobson discovered a new law of physics that could predict genetic mutations in organisms and viruses. It is based on the second law of thermodynamics that predicts entropy, the amount of chaos or disorder in an isolated atom or system. Simulation theory is popular among many public figures, including Elon Musk. Per USA Today, he talked about it at a conference in 2016. According to Musk, the odds that people living in what he called base reality, also known as the real universe, are 1 in billions. Bobson had expected that entropy or randomness of information systems would increase over time, but as he observed it, it remained constant or even decreased. It helped him write down the second law of information dynamics or infodynamics. It could significantly impact the research on genetics and evolution theory. He says that he understands that his new theory will have a lot of impact on different spheres of scientific study. He writes, "What I wanted to do next is put on the law to the test and see if it could further support the simulation hypothesis by moving it on from the philosophical realm to mainstream science," per the university's article. The paper also provides an explanation for the prevalence of symmetry in the universe. Bobson explains, "Now the researcher plans on putting his study to empirical testing to find further evidence for his findings." He writes, "One possible route would be my experiment devised last year to confirm the fifth state of the matter in the universe and change physics as we know it, using particle-antiparticle collisions." That sounds too smart for me. The study could possibly help us understand our world and future better.
So basically, what they're saying that they can predict genetic drift by science, like by formulas, and basically saying, okay, we can technically say what's going to happen. Like, what are the most likely chances of this thing happening?
Right.
Which is crazy because until now we were talking about, oh, it's evolution, but we're never able to explain how from something that came out of the water became what we are right now. So this could possibly offer us that explanation, how that all happened.
Oh, really? Okay.
And if we figure out how that all happened, the next step would be what is going to happen.
I love how this all blends into Fallout again,
Yeah.
which we didn't get to, like what the
Plot was. I
Plot
don't even
was.
know. I still don't
Yeah,
know.
well, the
I'm
whole
still in the
idea.
dark.
it basically people are put in vaults, and the government, not government, but a government funded program does research on how people behave during different scenarios. So there's vaults that are super happy. There are vaults that make people kill each other. There are vaults that only have psychopaths in them.
Oh shit.
And it's basically just to see what group does best in an apocalyptic scenario.
Yeah. And that's where the evolutionary psychology comes in. It's not about being the strongest, it's being the one that was able to adapt to the current situation. So if you're in a wartime,
there's a vault that if you're too strong, they'll kill you off, and only the smartest people get to live.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so if you're able to predict what's going to happen now, then you'll be able to select, for the best thing, right? I read an article. I don't know if this is true or not, but they're able to produce a sperm cell from from a female egg. So technically, like, there's that study there that you can produce a sperm cell instead of an egg. So there's a lot of and I think AI has to do a lot with this. You know what I mean? And AI is helping. And I think the next step is the supercomputers, right? Like once they get the supercomputers, it's going to be able to compute at such a high level that
What do you mean supercomputers?
supercomputers like quantum
computers.
computers. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Microsoft is working on it. There's another semiconductor
Yeah,
something
'cause
or
it's
another. They're
different than
working on.
supercomputers have been around for a long time.
Yeah,
right?
quantum computers. Quantum. Have you ever seen what it looks like? The quantum computer. It's the craziest shit
I
ever.
remember what they look
I
like.
feel like we looked at it one day.
Yeah,
I don't
quantum
remember.
computers are super crazy. Super crazy. Look at that
Oh,
shit,
yeah.
bro.
They look like the old style, like main
The bulbs.
Yeah, main room type shit.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy, right? Like, I mean, our computer that we have right now, back in the day, used to be like a huge, like this shelf
Yeah.
of bunch of things, right? And this is the next evolution in computing, right? So this is going to happen. I think we'll be able to see this in our lifetime as a portable
As a
item.
portable item.
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll be able to see
Well,
this in our
I
lifetime.
mean, a computer.
Walking around with a fucking quantum.
If not me, but you would definitely guys see this in your lifetime, because it's only like, let's say you live to be 70 years old. That's 50 years away, and the way technology is going, bro, I don't think it's gonna take
Even
50
if it's
years.
slowed down by half, we'd see it.
Yeah, you would see this definitely as a portable computer.
Well, I guess we'll figure out plenty of things during the next World War.
Yeah.
Just like we, found out a lot of things.
Well, the
about
next world, I don't
the
think.
world in World War II.
Yeah, I don't think world is stupid enough to get in another world war, right?
You think?
And yeah, no, I don't think they're stupid enough.
Looking pretty stupid.
You think?
Yeah, no, I think they're, because it's right now all the wars are gonna happen through proxies
You remember how
and through financial markets.
you remember how World War II started with the death of one of the monarchs?
Well, the World War II started in 1938-39 is because Russia and Germany got together and they divided the entire Europe. And then Russia and Germany, they didn't want to divide Poland. Poland was the reason that the World War II started.
Hey,
Yeah.
the
That's
tuck.
Yeah, Poland was the reason
True.
that Germany and Russia went to war.
I don't remember who, but they killed one of the monarchs, and then that just fucking started everything.
Yeah, because they couldn't divide Poland. The Poland was the reason they fucking started this shit. But those were two forces that were equal
But
in
again-
strength.
But again, this brings back to like anything could fucking start World War III.
I don't think so, because we're fighting these wars with proxies, man. We've gotten much smarter because no one wants to push that button. Because if World War III starts, they're pushing the button. That would
Fallout,
be
baby.
Yeah, that would be
Everybody
extermination.
involved.
And if we are in simulation, there is a theory that another reason to explain simulation is like fucking rock hitting the earth. That was like that hard reset, like going through, like it's throughout the planet's time, like
But
whatever
don't you
couple
think
of
if
billion years.
we were in a simulation, like it would be a lot easier to just restart
Well,
versus having to make something up to make us think we're restart. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, that's the whole thing, right? Like, yeah, you can restart or you can send a rock and see what happens. This could be just an experiment.
okay,
We could be just part of an experiment.
just another video game.
Yeah.
We're about to turn into Fallout, maybe.
They could probably throw that in there, but I'm sure they've already simulated
That's the
that. And they're
next
like,
rock.
all right, this is not interesting. Let's
Dude,
just
in
figure
an
out new ways.
apocalyptic scenario, dude. Like I've thought about this before. What fucking food would I be eating? Because I know in video games I be picking up those old ass fucking spam cans and shit, and it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm not eating that fucking bullshit.
Oh, you will. You hungry? You're
will.
going to eat it.
You're hungry.
I'm not
You want-
eating that
and
bullshit.
guess
I'm
what?
just
You're gonna
shoot myself.
Nah,
Fuck
you're
it.
going to eat the expired cans too, not just regular
Nah.
cans with some of that diphtheria in
I
it.
think I am not that mentally sane. I feel at some point, and I just can't have some chicken nuggets. I'll probably just off myself.
Motherfucker talking about can't have his chicken nuggies, and he's not gonna survive out there. Well, I'll eat your leftover spam.
Yeah, so
You can have it.
you'll be alright.
That's hilarious.
I mean,
But-
this is good enough, guys. If you guys.
Well, do the fucking tango.
Oh,
Bullshit
no,
tango.
I don't
Come
want
on,
to.
boo,
We
the
were trying to-
bullshit tango,
He was
bro.
trying to avoid it. He said it, and then I was like, all right.
Why?
I'll
Do the
try.
bullshit tango. It's about being funny.
I don't want
Gotta
to.
be cool.
See, 12 tiny tricks for being cool. Well, let's just think.
Number one.
Don't exaggerate. I agree with that. You know?
Number two. Think before you speak.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to be funny and exaggerate, then don't do
It's
it.
not about being funny. It's about
No,
being
because
cool.
you can. No. If you understand humor, sometimes exaggerations are funny. So it all depends. Some people do it too much. All depends.
Yeah, but I think it's talking about boasting. It's exaggeration.
Let go of the past. By mentioning bad situations, issues, or problems from the past, you're showing others that you're still tethered to a time that should be no more. That's especially
was-
important if it's something you're mentioning when first
was
getting to know
yesterday.
someone.
Does it say forget the lessons that you learned from the past?
Let go of the past, Jay. Why are you putting words in the article's mouth? Huh? The fuck is wrong with you?
Treat others with respect. Just like your mother told you, treat others the way you'd want to be treated.
Yes. Grandma says that. Not
Number
mama.
5, don't complain. Rather than making their discomfort everyone's problem, a cool person doesn't complain or talk about things for too long when they aren't
I agree with
people's
this.
responsibility or are impossible for anyone to solve given the current
Real,
situation.
real quick, we're gonna throw in a piece of Abuela Elida advice. in
Yeah,
here.
go ahead. What
From
did she
back
say?
in the, he said I never heard this from her, but my sister used to say that she would tell her, most parents and guardians and grandparents would tell the kids, oh, if someone hits you, you hit back, right? That's a pretty
Yeah.
well
Eye
known
for an eye.
ideology, right? My grandma's ideology was whoever hits first hits the hardest.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's some Abuela Elida knowledge for everyone. Whoever hits first hits the hardest.
There's actually
When I was a little
Pick your
kid,
game.
when I was a
Pick your
little kid,
game.
they told me if you get hit, pick up whatever you find around you and smash their fucking head.
yeah, there actually there's a theory in evolutionary psychology that's saying that the homicide is actually evolutionary we've evolved adaptation. It's an evolutionary adaptation.
Homicide.
Homicide is evolutionary adaptation.
You know, we're
It's
adapting
an
to
evolutionary adaptation. I don't know, Jay. I feel like every single animal in the animal
And
kingdom
they're
kills each
attributing
other.
attributing that to mate guarding.
No, man. There's when you're talking about homicide, there's too many reasons
Well, now,
that
now,
go into homicide.
now, but back in the day, if let's say we came from those animalitos, you know what I mean? They would not just kill the other animal. The reason they would kill the other animal is to be in charge of the pride, right? Per se.
Okay.
that could be one of the reasons.
Yeah, they're saying that's one of the reasons.
Number 6, focus on keeping the vibe fun. People who know how to be cool bring funny, positive thoughts and feelings to situations, create an experience others wants to have again and again. They know how to keep things lighthearted and as such are incredibly magnetic.
Like today's jiu-jitsu class.
Go with the flow. Cool people are willing to
Another
go with the
jiu-jitsu
flow
one.
in social situations, but are still sure to make assertions when they have opinions and ideas. Even though they're assertive, these individuals easily navigate anything life throws their way, embracing uncertainty with an open mind. No matter what hurdles they must overcome, cool people are resilient and intend to spread the mindset to anyone they come across. Number 8, stay in charge of your own happiness. In order to attract people staying cool, you must live in a place of inner peace. I mean, staying in control of your happiness and finding true joy and fulfillment from within rather than seeking approval and validation from outside sources.
And Putin, I don't think Putin is going to Poland. He wants to. He wants to do a lot of things, but he's not gonna be able
Be
to do it.
confident. There's no denying that confidence is incredibly attractive to others. Even studies have found this to be true, and being confident in yourself is a glaring sign of coolness, as it involves exuding assertiveness, individuality, and self-compassion.
Yeah, I think for dudes, I don't care much if the girl's confident or not.
Number 10, keep an uplifting attitude. Cool people know that the way they feel and talk about themselves is how others will also feel about them. They make sure they have a positive and uplifting attitude towards themselves, whether they're around someone they want to attract or not.
Yep.
11, find your unique style. Not only are cool people fun to be around, but their fashion sense is unmatched. They use their clothing and accessories as an expression of their unique style and aesthetic, letting their personality shine through.
I like being comfy too much to do that.
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah. I think that one. I think that one is
Like
a little bit.
me in
'cause you
high
can't-
school.
Yeah, you can't find friends. Like we have a saying, like, for taste and color preference, you don't have friends. It's kind of one of those things. Like your friends most likely, like even though you're friends, doesn't mean that they're gonna like to eat the same thing and enjoy the same colors, right? color patterns. So I don't know how much I agree with this one.
And lastly, stay true to yourself. At the end of the day, the coolest thing anyone can do is be true to who they are. At the end of the
I
day,
don't agree with this.
Being cool doesn't mean attempt to be someone else or seeking validation from others, and rather it means embracing your genuine self unapologetically.
Jay's just negative brain.
No, I don't. I don't think.
This.
I don't think I agree with this. And the reason I don't agree with this is because if you lack in somewhere, you cannot stay true to yourself by lacking something. Go become better at it.
Like I said, negativity.
That's not negativity.
Yeah, it is, dog. You automatically have to assume that we're talking about someone with horrible traits.
Well, people are not naturally born with cool traits. You develop them throughout your life. I mean, I don't know of anyone that as a toddler comes up and they're naturally fucking cool for the rest of their life. They develop traits throughout their life. You develop traits.
You gotta develop a story, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the story doesn't happen until you go through trials and tribulations. That's why I don't believe that stay true to yourself. If you did that, nothing in the world would get done. Nothing.
Is that the last one?
Yep.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Everyone in the chat who came in and talked some shit with us. We always appreciate that. We'll see you. Yeah, don't forget UFC Gym Largo and Vitality, guys. If you guys are interested in either one, just hit us up in DMs, or there's some links in the chat. In the description of the podcast. You guys will find all of our information there.
Yeah, like, subscribe, share.